Welcome to the countdown. The baddest of the bad, the most active, most terrifying paranormal hotspots on the planet. We're about to dive into the shadowy history of the top 5 most haunted houses in the world. Brace yourself, because these places are not for the faint of heart. These are the locations where the veil between our world and the other side wears thin, where the echoes of tragedy and terror linger in the air like a suffocating fog. We're talking full-on apparitions, unexplained noises, and an oppressive sense of dread that'll leave you chilled to the bone. Get ready to confront the unknown, to stare into the abyss of the paranormal. These haunted houses are not just places, they're living, breathing nightmares. And once you enter their domain, you may never be the same. Welcome to our countdown of the top 5 most haunted houses. Prepare yourself for spine-chilling tales of ghostly encounters and haunted histories. We begin our journey into the heart of darkness in Amityville, New York, home to the infamous Amityville Horror House. This unassuming suburban home was the site of an unspeakable tragedy, a mass murder that stained the very foundation of the house with an indelible evil. In 1974, Ronald DeFeo Jr. shot and killed 6 members of his family within these walls. The murders themselves were horrific enough, but what followed cemented this house in the annals of paranormal history. Just a year later, the Lutz family moved in, hoping for a fresh start. They lasted only 28 days, driven out by a relentless barrage of terrifying paranormal activity. George and Kathy Lutz reported seeing red eyes staring at them from the darkness, an overwhelming stench of decaying flesh, and even levitating beds. Their young daughter, Missy, befriended an unseen entity she called Jody, a demonic presence that chilled the family to their core. The Lutz's story became a media sensation, a terrifying tale of a family tormented by unseen forces. Was it the residual energy of the murders, the rage and sorrow seeping into the very fabric of the house? Or was it something more sinister? Something that fed on the terror and despair that clung to the house like a shroud? Investigators have flocked to the Amityville Horror House, drawn by its dark allure. EVP recordings have captured disembodied voices. Cold spots send shivers down the spines of even the most hardened skeptics. And the oppressive atmosphere is enough to make even the bravest soul question their sanity. The house on Ocean Avenue stands as a chilling reminder that some places are forever marked by the horrors that unfold within their walls. Next, we travel to San Jose, California, where a sprawling Victorian mansion stands as a testament to one woman's desperate attempt to outrun a curse. This is the Winchester Mystery House, and its bizarre architecture and unsettling history have captivated paranormal enthusiasts for over a century. Sarah Winchester, the widow of gun magnate William Winchester, became convinced that she was cursed by the spirits of those killed by her husband's rifles. On the advice of a medium, she began a relentless construction project, adding onto the house 24 hours a day, 365 days a year for 38 years. The result is an architectural enigma, a labyrinth of staircases that lead to nowhere, doors that open to brick walls, and windows that look out onto other rooms. It's as if Sarah Winchester was building a maze, not for the living, but for the dead. And the dead, it seems, have taken up residence. Visitors and staff have reported countless encounters with the paranormal within the Winchester Mystery House's twisting corridors. Shadowy figures dart through the halls. Disembodied footsteps echo in the dead of night, and the sound of Sarah Winchester's wheelchair can be heard rolling through the house even though it's been silent for decades. One of the most active areas is the séance room, where Sarah Winchester would attempt to communicate with the spirits that haunted her. It's said that the air grows heavy in this room, and a sense of unease washes over anyone who dares to enter. Some believe that Sarah Winchester's frantic construction trapped spirits within the house, while others believe that she was actually trying to build a safe haven for them. Whatever the reason, the Winchester Mystery House remains one of the most intriguing and unsettling paranormal hotspots in the world. Chapter 3. The Myrtles Plantation, where death casts a long shadow. Deep in the heart of Louisiana, shrouded in Spanish moss and steeped in a dark history, stands the Myrtles Plantation. This grand antebellum mansion has earned a chilling reputation as one of the most haunted places in America. its grounds soaked in the blood of tragedy and betrayal. Built in 1796, the Myrtles plantation has borne witness to over 2 centuries of human drama, but it's the echoes of its most infamous residents that continue to walk its halls. Legend has it that the plantation is haunted by at least 12 spirits, each with their own tragic tale to tell. One of the most well-known is Chloe, a slave who was said to have poisoned the plantation owner's wife and children. Chloe was caught and hanged for her crimes, and her spirit is said to roam the plantation, her eyes burning with a ghostly green light. Visitors have reported seeing Chloe's reflection in mirrors, feeling the touch of her cold hand and hearing the rustle of her dress as she glides through the halls. Some even claim to have captured her image in photographs, her ghostly visage staring out from the shadows. But Chloe is not alone. There's also the ghost of William Winter, a former owner of the plantation who was shot dead on the front porch. Legend has it that Winter, clutching his chest wound, stumbled into the house and died at the 17th step, where his spirit is said to remain, forever frozen in his final moments of agony. The Myrtles plantation is a place where the past refuses to die, where the veil between the living and the dead is thin and permeable. It's a place where history comes to life, not in dusty textbooks, but in the chilling whispers of the wind and the unexplainable occurrences that continue to baffle and terrify. Chapter 4. The Whaley House, a family affair with the afterlife. Our next stop takes us to sunny San Diego, California, where a seemingly idyllic Greek revival home hides a dark and turbulent past. This is the Whaley House, and it's considered by many to be the most haunted house in America. But what makes this place so different is that the spirits here aren't just restless souls, they're family. Built in 1857 by Thomas Whaley on land that was once a graveyard, the house was intended to be a symbol of Whaley's success and prosperity. Little did he know that he was building his home not just on sacred ground, but on a vortex of paranormal activity that would forever intertwine his family's fate with the afterlife. Tragedy struck the Whaley family early on. Thomas and his wife Anna lost their young son, Thomas Jr., to scarlet fever. The grief was unbearable, and it wasn't long before the family reported hearing the pitter-patter of little feet running through the halls, the unmistakable sound of a child's laughter echoing in the night. But Thomas Jr. was just the first in a long line of Whaley family members to meet an untimely end. Anna Whaley herself is said to have hanged herself in the home, driven to despair by the loss of her son and the financial ruin that befell the family. Her presence is said to be felt most strongly in the master bedroom, where visitors report feeling a cold spot near the bed and an overwhelming sense of sadness. The spirits of the Whaley family seem to linger within these walls, their energy woven into the very fabric of the house. Visitors and paranormal investigators have reported countless encounters with the unseen, from disembodied voices and footsteps to full-on apparitions. The Whaley House stands as a stark reminder that some places hold on to the past with an iron grip, that the bonds of family extend beyond the realm of the living, and that sometimes the spirits of those we've lost never truly leave us. Chapter 5. The Lizzie Borden House, Echoes of a Gruesome Crime. Our final destination takes us to Fall River, Massachusetts, to a stately Victorian home where one of the most infamous and unsolved murders in American history took place. This is the Lizzie Borden House, and the brutal axe murders that transpired within its walls continue to fascinate and horrify to this day. On August 4th, 1892, Andrew Borden and his wife Abby were found brutally murdered in their home. Their daughter Lizzie was the prime suspect, but despite a sensationalized trial, she was acquitted. The murders remain unsolved, leaving a chilling legacy of doubt, speculation, and, of course, paranormal activity. The Lizzie Borden House is now a bed and breakfast, but guests often report be feeling a sense of unease, a palpable tension that hangs in the air, like the lingering scent of blood. It's as if the brutal acts of violence committed within these walls have left an indelible stain on the very fabric of the house. The most common reports center around the guest room where Abby Borden was murdered. People have claimed to see the ghostly apparition of a woman matching Abby's description, her face contorted in terror, reliving her final moments over and over again. But Abby is not the only spirit said to haunt the house. Some guests have reported seeing the ghostly figure of Andrew Borden, his face pale and his eyes filled with a mixture of confusion and anger. It's as if he's trapped in a perpetual state of shock, unable to comprehend his own demise. And then there's Lizzie herself. Though she was never convicted, many believe that her spirit lingers within the house, perhaps seeking to clear her name, or perhaps forever bound to the scene of her alleged crime. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's no denying that the Lizzie Borden house is a place where the past refuses to stay buried. It's a chilling reminder that some crimes leave behind more than just memories. They leave behind an echo of their horror, a residue of fear and anguish that can be felt by those who dare to enter there too. These 5 haunted houses are just a glimpse into the dark side of our world, the places where the veil between the living and the dead is thin and permeable. These are the places where history comes to life, not in dusty textbooks, but in the chilling whispers of the wind, the unexplainable occurrences, and the bone-chilling feeling that you're not alone. So if you're brave enough, I urge you, seek out these locations, experience the unknown, and tell me, what do you experience? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-tingling content. These haunted houses are not for the faint of heart. If you dare, visit them and experience the paranormal for yourself. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-tingling content.